just in general, like with any MMA, jiu-jitsu guy, like what would you say that you had to learn from the beginning? Other than your general pop.
So I'll tell you the big, and I guarantee you deal with this as well. And keep in mind, I'm talking when the Tough Show, the Ultimate Fighter, got real big, 2007. That's when it just blew up, and then the trend. Every workout on YouTube was underground workout or MMA workout, and then trainers realized you couldn't make any money because fighters don't have any money, and then that trend died out pretty quick. But here's first thing that comes to mind. What I learned was this. These fighters, and by the way, I still do Muay Thai. I still do this myself as well. Not at the high level, but I learned that these guys all have coaches in their ear. They got their striking coach. They might have two. They may have a Muay Thai and a boxing coach. They may have two grappling coaches, a wrestling coach who's more takedowns, and they got a jiu-jitsu coach. But they'd have multiple coaches. Okay. And then I realized it was almost like a college student, where the one professor doesn't care how much work your other professor gave you. And it was almost like reversed, where you were already tough, so you already were going to grind it out. So these guys never wanted to say anything. But the striking coach wanted them to win by knockout, so they didn't care how hard the other coach worked them the other day. The jiu-jitsu coach wanted them to win by submission, so they would drive him home. And meanwhile, the fighter is just so fatigued. And then they come to me, and I look and I go, tell me what your weeks look like. And I look and I go, you need to go, your best thing right now is go home, eat something and take a nap. So I realized that the human element of things, that there wasn't a lot of team aspect involved. It was a lot of individuals.
Yeah, especially back then, probably.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you ask me the first thing that I learned, it was actually more importantly that how to try to get the most from a performance standpoint without interfering, this applies to all sports, with your practice and play. So it was like not just, I have this periodized plan. It's like, okay, what are your hardest days? So in ground control, our hardest days were Tuesday and Friday. So it was like, okay, so if you're getting closer to a fight, my hardest day with you, I'm going to train you on Saturday. And then you would think, well, they're going to be tired after their conditioning. Well, that's more important conditioning than what I'm doing with them. Of course. If you have to, you have to miss one. So if you're a little fatigued from that, that's fine, but then I know Sunday you're going to be off. And then, okay, Tuesday's a hard day. So if you can only come in Monday, I'm going to make sure I don't make you sore at all. So I'm not going to do a lot of eccentric loading. So those are the things off the top of my head that I can try to make as practical as I can. So